The T20 World Cup has officially finished. Welcome to this big overview of the whole World Cup. That's what we're going to go over in this video. Unfortunately, the Aussies couldn't do it again. They obviously did it last year in 2021 over in the UAE. Had another tournament in Australia this time to go back to back. Couldn't do it. Didn't even make the finals, as you can see on screen with this ladder of the groups. So this is how it finished. So in Group A, you got New Zealand, England qualifying, Australia missing out in the end on net run rate. Obviously, they've got the same amount of points as New Zealand and England. Sri Lanka finishing fourth on 4 points, so a bit of a gap there between the top three and the bottom. With Ireland, they got that big win against England, but England went on to win the tournament. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, Ireland finishing on 3 points, and Afghanistan 2 washout points. They didn't pick up a win, but they only played 3 matches because the other 2 matches were washed out for them, which was a little bit unfortunate for them. They did good against Australia though, in that last game that they played. In the last game Australia played, in the end, Australia only just won. Rashid Khan batted pretty well, but wasn't enough there. But from an Australian point of view, very disappointing to not make finals. Obviously, you have to be top 2 in the group, and it was pretty much the first game that did it. They lost to New Zealand by 89 runs. The net run rate, I don't know what it was, but it was terrible. And then we were just playing catch up from there. We won all the other games, but the England game got washed out. Which, look, if we won that game, we played it and we won, we probably would have been through. All we had to do is beat Afghanistan. But on the other hand, if we played that England game and we lost, we definitely would have been out. In the end, both Australia and England got 1 point. And it was, we got the win against Afghanistan, so it was all up to England. All they had to do was beat Sri Lanka to qualify, and of course they beat Sri Lanka only just in the end, but they always sort of had it. So England beat Sri Lanka, meaning Australia didn't qualify and England did. So now, with that being said, let's look at Group B. So New Zealand and England qualifying Group A, or Group 1 as we've got here on screen. So Group B/Group 2. We've got India on 8 points, Pakistan on 6. Remarkable how they got through and they almost won it. South Africa on 5 points, Netherlands on 4. Well done to the Netherlands, they did quite good. Bangladesh on 4 points, and bottom of the group, Zimbabwe on 3 points. So Pakistan, they lost their first game against India, then they lost their second game against Zimbabwe. Look, I say you can only afford 1 loss and you might make it through. Australia only had 1 loss and they didn't even make it through. Pakistan, they had 2 losses and they made it through. What was good for them is though, those first 2 losses, they were like right down to the wire last ball, so they didn't lose out on any net run rate. But yeah, they won all the other games, and thanks to the Netherlands beating South Africa, all Pakistan had to do is beat Bangladesh. All Bangladesh had to do was beat Pakistan as well, because I think if Bangladesh actually beat Pakistan in that game, Bangladesh would have made it through. I'm pretty sure. But no, Pakistan won it, so they made it through. I don't know how the Netherlands beat South Africa. All South Africa had to do was beat the Netherlands, and they'd make it through with India. There you go. Somehow Pakistan scraped through, and then, let's take a look at the semi-finals. Obviously, the first one, as we take a look here, was New Zealand and Pakistan. And New Zealand batting first. Not a good enough total there in the end. Pakistan, they were under control of the game. They won it. 7 wickets left, 5 balls to spare. They were under control of that run chase, and Pakistan, from somehow scraping through, have made it to a final. I'm thinking, here we are, Pakistan, India Part 2. Hello? Then India don't win. They lose by 10 wickets against England. India 168 they made. The loss is 6 wickets. probably wasn't enough. It was good towards the back end, but the start, they needed some more runs at the start. Pandya was good. Virat was good as well, but apart from that, not very good batting, especially at the start. And then England come out and they went bunter. They went crazy. 170. They won by 10 wickets off 16 overs. They went absolutely crazy. Did Butler and Hales. So well done to England. I thought, gee, surely they don't do it again in the final. They didn't in the end. They did have to chase, but they won it. We'll get to that. Quickly though, so India-Pakistan off the cards. I thought, here we go, India-Pakistan final, Pakistan, they get revenge on them. Nawaz hits the winning runs off Ashwin's bowling to finish it. No. India didn't make it through, but here we go, Pakistan, what an opportunity to beat England. I reckon they'll win it. No, England won it. Pakistan under par total, and England, well, they chased it with 6 balls to spare. That Shaheen Afridi injury was absolutely vital. If he doesn't get injured, we would have had a great final few overs on our hands. But he got injured and had a bit of spin, and he got pumped, and the game was pretty easily won from there. So England doing it in 2019, obviously, with the ODI World Cup, and then doing it in the T20 2022 World Cup. England, they get something. They get a World Cup victory. Well done to them. Next World Cup, we got 2023 in India with the ODI, and then obviously T20 in 2024. Talking about ODI cricket, Australia-England, they played yesterday. Their next game is tomorrow. My thoughts on yesterday's game, unbelievable performance. I mean, England didn't have their best team. They rested a lot of their World Cup superstars in the final. Only 3 of the 11 that were playing there yesterday. I think we bowled pretty well. I mean, what do we have? 3 wickets in the power play, I heard. Incredible. In the end, what did they make? 287. I think it was, for 8 or 9. 9, I think it was. Unbelievable to get to 287. You still fought under par at the Adelaide Oval, but from the position they were in to make 287 was great. Now, Milan made 130 of those runs, so if Milan didn't do that, I think the next best score was Willie, who made, he was in the 30s. Correct me if I'm wrong, that was the next best score, and Willie was in the 30s. Milan, he was batting on another wicket, really, but turns out the wicket was a good one because Australia came out and smashed it. Unbelievable batting there. Head and Warner, I'm a big advocate for Travis Head opening the batting in ODI cricket. He is the man. Looking into the future of the T20 game, Head, I reckon he'll be in that team. Obviously, you got Finch, Warner, getting a little bit old. You still think Warner's got a bit of time. When will Finch retire? We're not sure just yet. But I think Head is the next man in the T20 sense. And with the ODI, Finch already retiring, I think Travis Head has got to be the man for the ODI opening position. I mean, he batted so well over there in Pakistan. And he's done it again. He got out for, 69? Warner got out for in the 80s. Unfortunately, Warner couldn't get a century, but Smith is back, people. Stephen Smith, a new technique, and it was working for him. I reckon for him, he would have been so disappointed that he didn't play any games in the T20 World Cup besides that game against Afghanistan. I think for him, he would have felt, what sort of happened? I haven't been in this position before in the cricketing game. So he would have felt, he feels that he wants to get back into the T20 team. But in the ODI game, I mean, he's probably our best batter. Stephen Smith, well done to you. What a knock, as well as Head and Warner. Marnus, he hasn't done that good in ODIs, has he? I still think he can play ODI cricket, though. Don't write him off just yet, people. He's Marnus Labuschagne. Stick with it. Australia, stick with Marnus at 4. It's interesting, Smith's at 3, Marnus is at 4 in the ODI, but it's reversed in the test. I can stick with Marnus at 4 for the moment. We'll see how it goes in the other 2 matches. Carey, he did well as well. Green finishing it off there. But yeah, unbelievable performance. Obviously, England, they're going to have their better players, or especially their bowlers, coming back for tomorrow's game, I would assume. I think it's over in Sydney, and then the third game's in Melbourne, if I'm not mistaken. So that series I'm really getting into. Of course, it's cricket. But no, I'm really getting into that series. But ODI cricket, I haven't seen too much of it as of sort of late, compared to what we've seen of T20 cricket and the Test matches. Talking about Test cricket, what a summer ahead. 2 matches against West Indies and 3 matches against South Africa. Yeah. Hopefully we can win. That South Africa series especially is going to be interesting, but I'm looking forward to the West Indian one as well. I'm looking forward to it all. It's Test cricket, people. It's going to be interesting. Sort of what the team is, I reckon it's going to be pretty much the same as the Ashes, but the bowling situation, it really fascinates me. Hazlewood, Stark, Cummins and Lyon, does Boland get a spot after his heroics, or does he just come in for maybe the MCG game, or do you just leave him out and say, Boland, you've had your time playing for Australia, we'll leave your stats like that, and you'll go down on stats as one of the best Australian bowlers ever, because what he did in the Ashes was unbelievable. I reckon they might play him in Melbourne though. I'm not sure. Like Hazlewood, he was the man that missed out. He was injured, that's why Boland came in. But I think by the 5th one, they just played Boland because he was bowling unbelievable. And they said, yep, Hazlewood, he can't come back yet. Over in Pakistan earlier this year, they didn't play Hazlewood. Obviously, the 2 spinners over there, subcontinent conditions, they went with Hazlewood, the man to miss out. And then yesterday, the ODI, they got Agar and Zampa, and it was Hazlewood, the man that missed out. So it's interesting, I thought. And obviously, as well, Mitch Marsh not making it yesterday. They're picking Stoinis above him, so that was interesting. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, no Glenn Maxwell. That is huge. Injured his leg, broken leg at a 50th birthday party. That's what we're hearing. That's not ideal. I mean, he's gone for the summer, isn't he? The Big Bash, the Big Bash entertainer won't be there, and he won't be playing for Australia. I heard he was trying to get back into Test cricket, maybe make it for the Indian series, but probably not now with that injury. But I want to see Glenn Maxwell back in the Test format. Don't know where he fits in the team, to be honest, but I want to see it. Disappointing news there for Australia, missing Maxwell. Obviously a great addition to the team, and we'll be definitely missing him. That'll be it for the video. T20 World Cup overview. We saw 2 hat-tricks, just wanted to add that. Josh Little and Sri Lankan bowler as well, forgot his name. Was it Sri Lankan bowler? I don't even know, but 2 hat-tricks, 2 centuries, I believe. Sam Curran, man of the tournament. He bowled extremely well. T20 World Cup won by England. Well done to you, England. Talking about this sort of this channel, I've got community posts now, which is interesting. So on YouTube, on like my site, you can go over to community. Basically, I can post there, sort of update you guys. So I did one about England winning the World Cup, just a congratulations to them. So look out, be on the lookout for some more posts on the community section, the community feature on my site, because I might do some more posts on there, sort of updating you guys. It's been a while. It's been about a couple of months since a video. Obviously, the last video, the big grand final preview, obviously that was won by Geelong, so well done to Geelong. Bit more cricket content, hopefully. I'm aiming to do a preview of the Test matches. That'll be my next video, we hope. I've rambled on a bit, it's gone for 15 minutes. If you're still here, well done to you. But that'll be it for this episode, or this video. I'll see you guys in the next one, which hopefully will be a preview of the 2 matches against West Indies. We'll see you there.